Hey, welcome back to Nutty 68 Chevelle. Today I'm going to be talking about my engine. Get a lot of questions about it, about what it is, how much power, torque, all that kind of stuff. So, here to share. So, it is a 606 cubic inch big block Chevy. It's got a Callie's Magnum crankshaft, 4.5 inch stroke, with a Callie's Ultra Pro 6-700 long rod and diamond pistons. The bore size is 4630, which makes it a 606 cubic inch big block Chevy. The compression ratio, 13.48 to 1. The cylinder heads are HRE, custom made by them. It is a Dart 14 degree style / Olds cylinder head, as you can see. The sheet metal tunnel ram is from TRE. It's an older manifold that I got. The valve train, the rocker arms and pedestals are Jessel. The push rods are the push rods are Smith Brothers. The lifters are Isky Bushed 904 lifter. Jessel belt drive, SFI balancer, aluminum one. I think it's a Jeff Johnson pan. It's been a while, which is modified heavily, so it's can't remember exactly the make. And it's got a Titan oil pump in it. The carburetors are over here. They are the Nitrous 4500 Dominator style, 1110 CFM Dominators. I got them to work with nitrous oxide, so because eventually I am going to hit the button in the car, just dealing with issues that I've had. And yeah. So I also got the water alcohol plates underneath each carburetor. There's a plate here and a plate on this side. You can see the two plates I only use for when I'm testing. So when I stand on it, I can spray water alcohol. When I go cruising on the streets, I use the single jet, as you can see. There's one in the bottom of the manifold. So I use that to go cruising around on the street. I can't stand on it by any means, but I can go idling around, which is just fine for me. This engine, I do a lot of maintenance, and I'm going to go over that right quick. And the reason why I go over maintenance or do so much on this engine is to find and eliminate problems. And I've had my fair share of problems with this motor. It's been really good, but over the years I found that when I first built this motor, I should say, the engine was not capable, let me rephrase that. The car was not capable of handling the motor. So I had 3 major problems that I did not know I had. One was the electrical system of the car. I completely rewired that and got that whole system out of the way, because when I first started it, I was only at like 11.4 volts for the charging system. And I had a misfire every once in a while, and that was the reason why. So second problem was the fuel system going to the carburetors. It was a deadhead system that I ran, and I got rid of that and switched fuel pumps and got the full flow system, which is the return style fuel regulator for carbureted. And it goes back to goes from the fuel tank to the regulator back to the fuel tank. Third problem I did not know I had was this. In the manifold, you'll see these plates right here, welded. On the underside of this are little pinholes. This manifold was used when I bought it, and I did not realize that there were pinholes in the manifold. I just found that out. How I found that out was I was getting really, really frustrated because the actual carburetor tune-up was so erratic, and the car was falling flat on its face, and I didn't know why. Well, it was because of this. How I found out was I pulled the manifold off this motor, duct taped all the runners up, and filled it full of water. And then I found out that I had water leaking out of every single manifold runner, every single one. So my brother came over, he brought it home, he welded it up for me. And yeah, so it works awesome now. And these little holes right here are used for my fogger nozzles, which I haven't had in the car yet, so I got to do that. But anyway, those were the three major issues that we had when we first got the motor. Another major issue, which I did not know I had until I had to deal with it, was inside my motor. As you guys can see, there's brass bushings inside the lifter bores. Well, I didn't realize that they fail. And when they fail, you lose oil pressure. It sends brass filings through your oiling system and into your oil pump. Well, my brass bushings failed, and I'll post a picture right here. And you guys can clearly see that the lifters are moving inside the bore. So the reason why we have the lifter bores brass bushed is we went to a 904 lifter instead of an 842 standard big block Chevy lifter. So every year I pull my lifters out of my car and I get them sent down to Isky. And you'll see on my lifters, see all the scratch marks. That's from the lifter bores failing. So I sent these lifters down to Isky to get serviced and then replaced 4 or 5 of the rollers, I think it was. And they said the scratching is fine because oil gets caught in here and the scratching's up and down, which helps lube the lifter inside the lifter bore. And when I pulled these lifters out the other day, I noticed I had another problem. If you look here on the roller, sorry, I'll try to zoom that in here, get a better picture for you. Sorry. There's markings on this roller. This is from the roller lifter skidding over top of the camshaft, the roller cam. Well, the reason for that problem is my valve springs are done. So I got to change valve springs. So they are a Pacaloid triple valve spring, and I've had these valve springs ever since I built this motor. And every year I check them and they've been great. Like, I've never had a problem with them. I've never broken a valve spring. I've been really lucky that way. And now I got to change them. So obviously it's just part of the maintenance program that I got to go through. So it's not too bad, I guess. The camshaft has got some markings on it from the roller skidding, but that's okay because when my lifters first failed, it did the same thing. And that was because the bores were moving or the lifter bore was moving. So I'll polish my cam up again and put it back inside my motor. So, yeah, so that's, and I guess too, I'll be actually painting the motor again and polishing my manifold and making brackets for my nitrous oxide system to go on. But yeah, anyways, if you guys like this video, please comment, subscribe, and any questions, just post it and I'll be more than happy to answer. I probably forgot a whole bunch of stuff about my motor. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, just say something and I'll get back to you guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you guys a bit later.